1.5 years ago, it was an exciting day. I can compare a cyber attack really similar to my current situation as being a fresh dad of a first child. It's a 24/7 shift, and you have no idea what you're doing. And that was the same thing with the cyber attack. I remember that day. I was got on a call early morning. It was like crazy. Head of infrastructure called that we are being hit. It's a ransomware attack. Everything is getting encrypted. It is, if we don't do something, then we're going to lose the company. So there's been a quick decision made that we need to shut down everything. And we mean everything. So it means every server, every network. It had to be shut down immediately. That was our first response. We did that. Of course, Hydro come to a conclusion that we're not going to pay. We didn't even start the negotiation, so we don't know how much they wanted to get from this. But I think it was in the millions, so I'm pretty sure about it, because Hydro is a large company, big money's coming in. So it is, it's a really good thing that we didn't go that way, because you never know that after you pay, you're gonna get the key or not. So what we did is that we said, okay, we need to plan for the recovery because we shut down everything, nothing works. We need to do something now. And so what we did, we went out to the partners. We got some cybersecurity consultancy help just to know what we need to do. And yeah, we started the whole recovery process. I think after day one, and it really, it was like bringing up your 80 server from scratch and introducing Turing model. That feels like doing a brain surgery without putting the patient on sleep or to sleep. So it is, you forget about ITIL. There's no change process, nothing like that. All you have to do is to do things quickly and but efficiently. So yeah, it is. It was crazy times, and the whole recovery took 3 months. We lost a lot of money. Fortunately, we had the cyber security insurance, so that covered some part of the losses. But we did lose a lot. And it was long and painful. So at the beginning, there is a little thrive. But, when it drags for months to fully recover, it's really a tiring process, and I don't recommend it to anybody. Yeah, let's focus on prevention. That is what Hydro is doing because it's so much easier to prevent things. Prevent this cyber attack. It's much better than to do a reactive incident response.
On this area of reconnaissance, how have you approached this?
Yeah, so I want to highlight 2 points here. So I really believe in zero trust networking. That is, since I come from the networking world, I'm really a favorable of that. But I also want to talk about identity protection, because identity is what, if they get that golden ticket, so if they get that super admin at your company, then from that point you are screwed, because then they can do anything they want on your whole infrastructure. But if I go back to zero trust networking, so if you can use technologies to hide your applications, you hide your users, to prevent people seeing each other, and to see what is on the network, that is like key, because that will make the attackers lose interest, because it's simply just too much work to discover the whole thing. It doesn't worth it. They will go for easier targets. You're probably going to be safe. I think that's the first safety net.
We've seen a 5-fold of ransomware attacks across SSL just this year. And that's due to COVID, really. So really breaking open that SSL is so crucial. With this area, what is Norske Hydro looking at here?
So Wiseman learns from its own mistake as well as from others. So when when you're being hit, then you should really look at your tools, what you have bought. Are you using them correctly? Or are you not using them correctly? If you have bought SSL inspection, did you enable that in all of your locations? Is it really scanning everything that is running on your network? It is crucial that you block files, executable files for download, either one way or the other. You can use sandbox, you can just use, a strict policy here, but you need to make sure that you don't download that file that will, get to the next point. The more of you have this configured, the safer the net is. So you have to look at these steps as multiple layers of security. And I like to use this analogy that you have one net and you have another net, and then the more net you put on each other, the smaller the holes are. There's less chance that thing will get through.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, security needs to be done in layers. And if all that fails, then you're down to the endpoint. What's your experience on the endpoint, and what are you doing around this to protect yourself?
In my opinion, antivirus is great. It is an additional security, but you cannot just rely on antivirus running on your endpoint. So endpoint security is not enough to prevent a ransomware attack. In the Hydro situation, when we got hit, we were in the middle of a merger. That means that half of the network was Hydro and the other half was Sapa, another company that has been bought. And we used two different kind of malware protections. And both of them just got shut off because they had the super admin thing. So they just shut it off, and they could install the malware and the encryption. So it is great. It is good to stop things, but it's not enough by itself. You need to have it with all of the products as well.
So if this happens, you get to the point and it's now you are compromised, really. You want to know about it. And I suppose that's where it comes to the next, there's plenty of tools left here.
We did that tiering model during the cyber incident because we had to. So that's a good start. But you still need to protect that asset. And there are many ways to do that. You can use, for example, Zscaler private access to secure the access that way, that only those administrators get to that point, and it's invisible. Your tier 0 infrastructure is invisible from the rest of the network. That's a good idea. The botnet detection, that is important. You need to use your tools. You need to have that SSL inspection there, because most of the time what they do is they just build a tunnel from their command and control center towards an external server, and that is based on SSL. They usually do it on 443. They encrypt it, and if you don't have SSL inspections, you will not be able to detect these bot calls, and that's the way they go in and out from your network. So if you detect anomalies like that, you're pretty sure that you are being investigated for an attack. They are preparing something for you. So I think those are really important to be highlighted. And I believe also DLP is coming up, because ransomware, it goes for encryption and the ransom money first. But what they usually do is they go for your data as well. They store it, and then they will sell it, or they will say that, okay, they put it on the internet. I think we had a lot of discussions with you, Tony, around this, that how important DLP is nowadays, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's unfortunately where we are today, and it's using all the tools that we have to really stop these types of threats.